The first time I ate someone's grief, it was an accident. My aunt had just passed and my cousin was inconsolable at the funeral. She clutched her mother's wedding ring so tightly, her knuckles turned white. When she hugged me goodbye, she slipped it into my hand. "I can't keep looking at it," she whispered. "Please, just take it." I tucked it into my coat pocket, unsure what else to do. On the drive home, something strange happened. A warmth bloomed in my chest, like I'd downed a shot of good whiskey. By the time I pulled into my driveway, I felt euphoric, clear, light, almost high. Later that night, my cousin called. She sounded better. "I slept last night," she said, wonder in her voice. "For the first time since she died. It's like a weight's been lifted." I didn't make the connection. Why would I? Until a couple weeks later. I was in a gas station, wolfing down one of those radioactive cherry cupcakes. The ring was still in my pocket, and when I pulled it out, some of the icing smeared on the band. Without thinking, I licked it off. The metal dissolved like spun sugar. That same warm rush hit, only stronger this time. Much stronger. That's when I understood. I had eaten her grief. Fast forward 5 years, it became a business. Quiet, off the books. No website, no ads, just word of mouth, whispered between the desperate and broken. The rules were simple. You brought me something tied to your grief, an object soaked in memory and sorrow. I consumed it. Your pain vanished. In return, you paid a fee. 1,000 for a parent, 500 for a sibling, 250 for a grandparent. Pets were 100 flat. Not scientific pricing, just based on how much the grief messed me up afterward. But I never told clients the whole truth. Their grief didn't vanish. It didn't die. It moved into me. Each object left something behind, a fragment of memory, a voice, an echo. I called them the chorus. At first, they were whispers in the background, like distant static. Over time, they got louder, voices bickering, begging, pleading, "Let us out, let us see them, we miss them." I ignored them. I kept eating. The rush that followed was better than any high I'd ever known, and I'd known plenty. The business gave me an excuse to keep using. But I didn't see the warnings. I didn't recognize the signs until it was too late. It happened on a rainy Tuesday. A woman came to me with her brother's baseball cap. He'd taken his own life 3 months earlier. She hadn't slept through a night since. "Will it hurt?" she asked, hands trembling as she passed the cap to me. "Not you," I replied. After she left, I locked the door and stuffed the cap into my mouth. The fabric dissolved like cotton candy. A wave of bitterness flooded my throat, so intense it brought tears to my eyes. Then I heard it. A man's voice, clear, steady. "Finally." And suddenly, my hands weren't mine anymore. I tried to move. Nothing. I tried to speak. Silence. My legs wouldn't respond. "You've been so selfish," the voice said. "Keeping us trapped. It's our turn now." More voices joined. A woman, an older man, all speaking through me. I was still conscious, still inside, but locked out. My worst nightmare, being a prisoner inside my own body, had just become real. They experimented with me, practiced, took inventory. They found my client list, argued over who'd get to drive first, like I was a damn rental car. For hours they left me conscious just enough to feel the horror. That night, I woke up on the kitchen floor, surrounded by broken glass. My phone had 17 missed calls, blood under my nails. My mouth tasted like metal and salt. I looked in the mirror. My reflection blinked out of sync with my thoughts. My expressions weren't mine. "We've been waiting," said a voice in my head, "for someone strong enough to hold all of us." I tried to scream. My lips didn't move. The chorus took control, rotated voices, made schedules. "The brother should go first. He hasn't seen his sister yet. 15 minutes each, until we figure out something better." They took my body to the woman's house. Rang her doorbell. When she opened the door, her face crumbled. "Tommy?" she whispered. "Hey sis," said my mouth, in his voice. She backed away. No, you're not him. What is this?" "I needed to tell you it wasn't your fault. They used memories, details only he could know. They convinced her, and then they asked for more grief." "Your journal," my mouth said. "Under the mattress. I need it." "No," I screamed silently. "Don't give it to us." But she did. And they ate it. Over the next 3 days, they visited 7 more clients. Each time they harvested more grief. More artifacts, more fuel. The chorus grew stronger, I grew smaller. Each consumed object buried me deeper. By the 4th day, I only surfaced during sleep. Brief moments of silence, barely enough to think, much less act. I tried everything. Alcohol, pain, nothing broke their grip. Then came the cemetery. "We're going to offer our services directly," one voice said. "Fresh grief is sweeter." I couldn't let it happen. I had no control left, but I had one thing, one last card to play. My own grief. I'd spent my life running from it. My father's overdose, my mother's suicide, friends lost to addiction, the shame, the loneliness. I called it up, every dark memory, every unprocessed trauma. I didn't suppress it, I fed it to the chorus. They weren't built to handle true grief. They were echoes, imprints. They fed on residue, but now they were being consumed. Voices screamed in agony, some faded, others shattered. I seized a sliver of control, my hand twitched, my leg moved. I dragged myself to the bathroom. In the mirror, I saw myself again, not all the way, but enough. I opened the medicine cabinet. Inside was a pocket knife, my grandfather's. He'd given it to me before he passed. I'd never eaten it, despite the grief it carried. I put it in my mouth. It dissolved slowly, bitter and sharp, but there was something else. Love, nostalgia, pride. That's when I realized my mistake. Grief isn't just pain, it's love with no place to go, and by only consuming the pain, I'd created monsters. The chorus went quiet. The next morning, I returned every grief object I'd ever collected. Some families were angry. Some confused, some begged me to take their pain again. I didn't. With each return, a weight lifted. The voices faded further, becoming memories instead of invaders. For the first time in years, I slept without nightmares. I moved, changed my number, stopped taking clients, but some still found me. I didn't eat their grief. I listened. A week later, a man came with his daughter's teddy bear, cancer. She was 7. "Can you take it?" he asked. "I can't live like this." We sat for hours. He told me about her favorite songs, her mismatched socks, her laugh. When he was done, I said, "Keep the bear." "But it hurts." "I know, that's love trying to find a home. Let it hurt for now. It'll change, not disappear, just soften." He nodded, tears falling, clutched the bear to his chest and left. Something inside me shifted again. A few final whispers drifted away. I still don't know what I am, how I work. But I know what I'm not anymore. I'm not a grief eater. I'm just someone learning, finally, to digest my own.